Here we have finished installing the system, but I want to take you through how we got here. The owner of this system bought these things: the inverter, the panels, the battery, and then he asked us to buy the other accessories. So I'll walk you down how we achieve this. First and foremost, we start with the battery. The battery is a lithium iron phosphate battery. The capacity of this battery in an hour is 200 Ah and the nominal voltage is 25.6 volts. If you want to know more about this battery, you will see the link of the specification in the description. Next on the line is the solar panels. We have 10 410 watt solar panels, and these are the key specifications. You can see the VOC, the VMP, the IMP, the maximum series fuse. So here are some of the key specifications for the panels, and the panels are 10 in number. The next thing we have is a hybrid 4000 watt inverter. But pay attention to the inbuilt charge controller. These are the specifications for the inbuilt charge controller. Now let's look at the items we bought and their sizes. Please, if you have followed us up to this stage, please like this video, hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to our channel, and share this video. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. Now, the first thing in the list of accessories we bought is the DC breaker, and the size we bought is 20 amps. So how do we arrive at 20 amps? Let's break it down. Here is the specification of the inbuilt charge controller on the left and that of the solar panel on the right. The operating voltage range of this charge controller is 85 volts to 450. So it means that whatever we are doing, we are not going to exceed that voltage range. Now, the current, as in the series current, is 15 amps. So no panel that exceeds that 15 amp should be connected to this system. Since we are not expected to exceed the current limit, which is 15 amps, it means that the panels should be connected in series. Now, if we connect the 10 panels in series, we will have 374.5 volts. 374.5 volts, which is below the 450 limits. Since the panels are connected in series, the current remains the same, which is 13.04. Now, if we oversize it by 25%, that will multiply by 1.25, we'll have 16.3 amps. Now, the nearest standard breaker in the market is 20 amps. So that's why we selected 20 amps, which is also below the 25 amps they said is the maximum rating for series fuse. Now let's turn our attention to the AC breakers. We bought two AC breakers, one for AC in and the other for AC out. Both breakers are 25 amps. How do we arrive here? Like you can see, the inverters are 4000 watt inverters. So if we divide 4000 by 220, we have 18.18 amps. Now, if we oversize by 25% at the margin of safety, we'll multiply 18.18 by 125. We'll have 22.7 amps. Now, the closest breaker is 25 amps, which is exactly what we bought. Now, for the DC cable, it is recommended you use 10 mm cable, but if 10 mm is not available, 6 mm is the lowest you can use, the least you can use, 6 mm. Because since you're working on a high voltage system, the current are usually low, and if the distance is not far, it means that there will be no voltage drop. So 10 mm is recommended, but 6 mm can as well serve. We bought two SPD, AC SPD and DC SPD. We bought the new breaker fire extinguisher, earth rod, an AVR, and then a good PV box. Now let's talk about the installation. The first thing we installed is the battery. You can see the battery hanger, the way we arranged it and installed it on the wall. These batteries are so heavy that it can fall off the wall, so ensure that you use a very good fisher and big screws to install them. Ensure you use big screws to install them and install them properly. Use a good drilling machine. Don't install it manually. Use a good drilling machine, good fishers. Ensure that the battery is well fitted, tight, plumbed. So that is for the battery. And then we went ahead to install the inverter beside the battery and then the breaker box, and we connected it. Like you can see, we used the extinguisher to differentiate the DC, to separate the DC from the AC side. So we connected it. You can see the wiring process. So after this connection, we move down to the solar panel. Please, if you have any question, let us know in the comment section. And if you observe anything that is not right, let us know. We are open to learning. Thank you. Hit that subscribe button and like this video as we proceed. So we have done our earthing outside and brought in the cable here. Now let's turn our attention to the solar panels. For us to do a good job, so we mounted them on a straight line. These are 10 panels. Like I told you, 4 10-watt panels. They are 10 in number. You can see that the cables are concealed, and we use PVC pipe to cover the cable to avoid scorching sun, baking the cables, which can result to fire. Now you can see how the panels are mounted in a straight line. These panels are well earthed, but the earthing is separate from that of the inverter. Oh yes, our setup is complete. We've connected the batteries, we've connected the communication cables, we have done the battery charging settings. Please, if you have any question concerning anything solar or this installation, please feel free, come to our comment section and we'll respond to that. And that is it. So the inverter is an ITEL inverter, ITEL 4 kilowatt inverter, and the battery is the ITEL 5.1 kilowatt battery. So by default, the configuration is easier. So that is the setup. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Please, I want to re-emphasize on this. Earthing is very important for high voltage system, but the inverter should be earthed different from the solar panels.